The name's Bond. Jim Bond. Dang. What? Hey Q, it's acting up again. Hiccups there. James Bond. Don't do this one. Don't do it. Just don't. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So I have a Walther PPK chambered in 22 long rifle here today, made in Germany. I've had it for about 6 months now. It is a very unique firearm. Obviously, PPK is historical and kind of connected to the James Bond series of books and movies, and it does look the part, but does it function the part? 22 is historically kind of a iffy round. I mean, they're small loads, they kind of loaded inconsistently in how it's designed, and this gun kind of shows its flaws in a way. Over the last 6 months or so, I've had my fair share of issues with this particular firearm, so I picked 8 different types of ammunition that I could find with everything going on these days, and we're going to try out all of them, running 10 rounds through with this PPK-S. Now also, good to note here, it does come with a thread-enabled barrel, not a thread adapter. The adapter you have to buy yourself, but it threads right on. You take the delete off that comes in the factory and put an adapter on, which allows you to then run a very Bond-like setup like this 22 can right here. You just thread it right on, maybe fire a round or two, then crank it down some more, make sure she sticks. Also has a single-sided safety and decocker. Awful double action trigger, but also has single action. And we'll do a close-up here in a little bit, talk more about that. Also, the magazine release in a traditional fashion with the PPK is up here, kind of an awkward position, but not too bad. It's kind of concealed a little bit by the slide. So let's load up a couple of mags here and let's run some of this ammo through the paces to test this firearm out. We have the standard velocity CCI right here, and this is coming out at 1070 feet per second. So let's give it a try through the suppressed Walther PPK-S. One of the things I keep seeing is when you do kind of rack the slide to load the next round, there is no, in tradition of PPK, there is no slide release. So you really have to like hold it back and let the spring go. Sometimes you have to hit it a little bit. I don't know, just the way it is, I guess, with the 22 for this. You see that? Sometimes it doesn't strike either. And this is good CCI stuff. There's still something in the chamber though. And you have to go to double. Isn't that weird? Up next, you have some standard CCI mini mags, and this goes for 1235 feet per second. Took the can off. Let me see if I can show you guys if that helps with any accuracy, if it helps with any of the hammer issues I was seeing. Still a very weak slide return there. Let's try the left target this time. Seems to hit more straight and run a little better that way. Let's try something else here. Up next, we have some Aguila 22 Super Extra, 1130 feet per second. Again, suppressor is off. I will say I've tried it suppressed versus not suppressed, and I've still had similar issues with reliability on here, but let's see how Super Extra does. Ooh, it does like that stuff. You can feel it a little more potent, even though it says it's going less than the mini mags, but They love that stuff, so that's good. Super Extra from Aguila. Felt a little dirty though, I can kind of smell that from back here. Up next, another Aguila product. This is the 22 Super Extra, but this is the high velocity copper plated bullet, and it's running at 1255 feet per second. So a little bit more potent than even the other one there. And let's see how she does. Let's throw the can on there. Here we go. Definitely potent, but I don't know, it did seem to like it a little bit, but still some of that hammer issue there. I don't know, let's try some more stuff here. So this next one here is kind of for fun. This is a 22 Subsonic by Aguila. Now this is only running at, we don't know. Usually it says right under the name, but since it's subsonic, it's probably significantly slower than the others. See how it does suppress the PPK. So quiet. Take a listen. Ah, come on. If it does that, you can cock the hammer back. Go back into single action there. Ran pretty good. Up next, some Federal 22 long rifle, 40 grain, blue box, no FPS listed. But here she is right here, unsuppressed. Very sluggish spring there again. It could be a factor in some of the issues I was having. All short and snubby now. Nope. Okay. Empty shell in there. Failed to eject. Ran the rest. Up next, Federal American Eagle, 40 grain, high velocity rounds. Again, no feet per second listed, but let's try it unsuppressed. Kind of see how potent it is and how high velocity it really is. Oh, check this out. Okay. See how we're doing here. Empty shell, failed to eject, kind of got stuck in there. Almost a stovepipe. Again, man. Either it doesn't like the high velocity or it doesn't like these rounds at all in general. Kind of got snagged up a little bit on the ramp. Wow. See if it loaded one that time. Stuck. Man, not having a good day with this American Eagle stuff. I'd say it does not like that stuff. Just expecting it now. Oh, did you load? Oh, double action. Oh, you're a terrible double action. Terrible double action. Oh, come on. What's in there? Oh no, failed to extract. Stuck. See if you can see that in there. Stuck inside. Say no go on the American Eagle stuff. Of course, in order to get that out, you need to put an empty mag in to lock the slide back, or hold it and then take a blade in there, pop this through. It's an empty case, but it just, so you can see that, just nicked the bottom. Isn't that weird? It's like nicking the corner, but barely. All right, last but not least, Winchester 22 long rifle Super X, made in the USA, of course. Small grain, 1280 feet per second. Here she is right here. Unsuppressed. See if you can redeem yourself from that American Eagle stuff. Here we go. One trigger issue, but no jams. Not too bad. But I have had some fun with this over the past 6 months or so, but like you've seen today, definitely some iffy things about it, and no recalls from what I can hear for firing pins or springs or anything like that. I don't know, it's interesting. But let's take her back to the table and take a closer look at this. I'm going to show you like the finish and kind of how it's designed and take it apart and show you a little bit more in-depth, close look up on this Walther PPK S22LR. You can see there is a kind of a mag extension on the bottom here. You need that to fully grip the handgun, otherwise you just have kind of a little bit of a ledge for your pinky there. Mag release up here, as you saw, pretty smooth, kind of recessed a bit. 10-round mags, made in Germany, of 22 long rifle. A little expensive, kind of hard to find. You pretty much have to get these online. You need the mag, or an empty mag, to lock the slide back. There is no slide release or slide lock. You do have a safety up here with a decocker, fire, safe. Decock, just like that. Double action trigger. A little kind of a gritty trigger, really. Double action's long and heavy. Pretty terrible, pretty awful. Probably one of the worst I've ever seen. Single action is passable. I did read up a little bit about this one, and because it's a newer model of the Walther PPK 22, they do say that it is okay to dry fire. I haven't seen anything reported on otherwise. You see here where the suppressor adapter is, right there. It does not come with this adapter. Simply thread off right here, and you can thread on your can of choice. It looks pretty cool, works okay. But what you do get when you get it here is you actually get a delete that's on here, and to simply get this off, all you have to do is take a 10mm wrench and you just twist it off. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's holding up good. I like that. Now once you have the adapter off right here, you are going to have the issue of getting this barrel to line up to rack the slide. So you're going to have to kind of mess around with it a bit. It does work, but typically you do want something on there, and that something could be what's in this case here. Just give you guys a heads up on what this looks like. So in the case, real basic Walther stuff here. Manual, comes in a bag, basic case, and you have, does it come with a flat wrench here, comes with a couple extra front sights, which is kind of nice, and your little delete. And the sights here, just real quick. See those there line up. Pretty nice. Rear looks like it can drift just a little bit. There is a little screw right there. And the front is actually a roll pin. So that probably gave you a spare couple of these because they are polymer. At least the front is, the rear is not. See if I can figure this out here just to give you an idea. Plus it's going to help when we take down. So this little thread protector here. If I can get it, there we go. Just threads on like that. And that'll allow you to run it like normal. Takedown real quick is very easy. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not too bad. It is a weird one though. So check to make sure that it is unloaded, nothing in there. You have your little ejector right there. And what you're gonna do is actually pull down on the trigger guard right here. A little acrobat move here. Pull down while simultaneously pulling this back, up and out. All right, so you have your barrel, you have your firing pin and all the mechanisms in there. This spring comes off, and then this shroud, if you don't have this on here, this is a shroud that goes in here with a slot at the 6 o'clock position, and that is how this goes back on. So if this was off, this whole shroud would come off, showing this tiny, skinny barrel. To clean it, clean up all the stuff in here, try not to dry fire with this setup right here because you don't want to mess up this block right here. Really tiny little feed ramp, keep this clean. I just recently cleaned this, trying to attempt to get some better reliability out of it. I'm hoping it just breaks in eventually, honestly. Just like get a couple thousand rounds through it and just work, please. Nothing seems broken. Everything seems to function. Here's the beefy extractor right there. Firing pin. I did recently oil this, so you can kind of tell it is nice and clean. It's typically a good thing to put a little bit of oil on the rails, on any of the spots in here that you see any wear on. It's good to kind of touch up a bit, especially right here, and the rails there. To put it back together, you do need to put this protector back on. If you don't, you can still do it, but just remember that that barrel wobbles back and forth inside of this shroud here, and it will make it a little hard to get that slide on without you kind of holding the end of the barrel and getting it just perfect. But you can't take the pistol apart anyways with this adapter on right here, so it's good to kind of put this back on here for cleaning, or like I said, attempt to do it without. Spring over like this, only one way. There's a pin on the bottom of that spring right there, kind of a stick out right there. That goes in a hole, very similar to the shroud there at 6 o'clock. There's a hole right there. Nice. Take your slide over the spring. Barrel goes to the end. Make sure you're holding down the trigger guard while you do this. All the way to the back. Put it back right here. Jimmy it a little bit sometimes to get it go forward. And lock your trigger guard back in place. Back in business. Do a quick tactical reload. Running that Winchester Super X stuff again. Suppressed. Let's see if we can do 20 rounds pretty quick. No slide release. Ooh, that was pretty nice. Did it redeem itself? Probably not. But, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Walther PPK S22 long rifle. It's a love-hate thing with this thing. I mean, it sure does look cool, but at what cost for reliability and some other quirky issues with it. But it is a classic, and it is still a lot of fun, honestly, if you look past the jams and heartbreak. But, well, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions at all about the Walther here, hit them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Really helps me out. Head on over to Instagram. Follow me there. Like us on Facebook for all the latest and greatest deals on the internet. And I'll see you guys in the next review.